The joy of Wreckfest Season 2. It's been a while. Now it's back. So, for anyone that isn't a fan of Wreckfest... Ooh, blimey, that's loud. Basically, it's an arcade racing and wrecking game. You drive the car that you try not to completely destroy whilst destroying everyone else. It's been out for a while. Season 2 has just been unveiled. So the first season had about 8 bits of DLC in it. There were 4 tournament seasons, confusingly. And alongside the new load of DLC content, which includes that car pictured there, the Razor, there's a new tournament, which is now Season 5. That makes sense, I think. So, as you can see, every tournament has a range of events. So you have racing, demolition, racing, demolition, a demolition race, and this one, which I'm quite intrigued by because it's the first checkpoint chase. The first checkpoint chase that we've had in the game. So that should be quite interesting, and also it's using the new car and a new track, which I think is called Hill Street Circuit. I really should have reminded myself of then. And just before I start, here's the store. I've bought all the new stuff, which is the Rocket RX, which is 100,000 fame points. You get your fame points for finishing races and doing well, getting gold, silver or bronze. Some paint for the Sunrise. I can never remember what the cars are called. And some other paints and stuff. But really it's the new cars that are interesting. Because the last ones... Did they go all the way back to the start? So, I think the first one was the Doom Rig, then the Venom, which is quite a nice car. Then Hunter Panther, which I don't think I've actually driven since I got it. The Hellvester. So I need a combine harvester that can kill people. And this one's the Rocket RX. Anyway, enough of me waffling on. Let's try this checkpoint chase. So this is a season-long event. And apparently Dob already has 10 million points. Okay, so this can only go well. Okay, well I know there's a chicane. And some people with a TV camera set up. So they're probably going to see quite a bit of carnage quite shortly. Now, I'm assuming there's a checkpoint one. There won't be other cars? Oh, hang on. There's a taxi there. There's another taxi down the... There's going to be taxis in the way, aren't there? I see how this is going to go. Right, so, I haven't driven this car before, but the normal tip that I found with this game, with a lot of the cars, is kind of as a very default thing, just shorten the gearing slightly because you never get flat out. And this has got a 6.5 top speed, so that's plenty. And slightly lock the differential a bit more to get a bit more drive out of the corners. We'll see how it goes. First thing I've discovered is that my headset volume is way too high, so let's turn that down. Okay, that's better. I made a checkpoint. Where's he going? What are you doing? Do I get a bonus for drift styling it? Split the middle. turn! Oh! Oh dear. Curb. Curbed me alloys. Come on, come on. Excuse me. Coming through. No, that was a bad plan. Come on, O'Connor. You owe me a 10-second car. Overcooked it. Okay. No. Ow. Oh, this is getting close now. Come on, get out of the way. Hit the wall. And damage the wheel. Brilliant. Bloody taxis. It's not looking good. Come on, turn. Ah. Gosh darn it all. I was so close to silver. So very, very close. Screw it. One more go. Right, so this time I'm going to do the gear ratio down, but leave the diff standard. Because hopefully that will mean I can corner better. That's the theory. The handling definitely feels different on this to most of the other cars, which tend to go for the American muscle car approach. Okay, that was alright. Come on, keep momentum up. Go on, go forwards, not sideways. Right, here's where the curbs are a bit more raised. Right, brake early for this one. There we go. Don't hit the curbs there, but I can cut this one if I need to. Just trying to get past that taxi before the chicane. There we go. It's coming together. Right, I'm going to try the risky outside manoeuvre. The Alex Albon. That paid off. Oh, we parked a taxi right in the way. Made a bit of a pig there of that. Hope I can make up some time back up here, maybe. Come on, straighten up. Oh, I knew that was risky. Okay, my car now looks like a Reliant Robin. That's not quite as bad. It just looks a bit weird from the back now, because it looks like I don't have anything on the front left of my car. Okay, turn. Come on. Right in the way, aren't you? You goiter. Right, well, we've got bronze again still. Can we get silver? Nice and early. It really doesn't want to turn left anymore. Come on, next gear. Get there before he gets to the apex. Okay, we got this, we got this, we got this. Oh, come on, run outside. Underneath him. Nice. Silver. Oh, that was close. Okay, that's not too bad. That's reasonably good fun. I think I'm going to need to work on the tuning and the handling, but I'll take that. I'd say the handling feels a bit weird on that car compared to a lot of the others that are all more American muscle car styly, when they're not, you know, porta potties or things. Oh, these are the cars in the Getaway Car Pack. The Razor, the Bullet, and the Cardinal. One's a police car, one's an escapee from Fast and Furious, and the other one looks like something from a famous TV series. But obviously, any likeness is coincidental. Right, let's go for something a bit more... oh god, it's the Outer Valley loop, okay. Quickly refuel with a beverage. So, Season 2 comes with the new tournament season, where you can win a free car and some customizational stuff by getting fame points for finishing events. Comes with the paid DLC pack, which is about £3.69, I think. The new circuit, the one that I've just been on, High Street Circuit. High Street Circuit is available to everyone. Hill Street, even. What else is there? Some other updates for things like sound and gameplay and stuff, but nothing too outlandish. But it's interesting how Wreckfest is going at the moment. I was waiting to see what they did this season, because the tournament mode stuff is kind of free-to-play game. You know, obviously you still have to pay to get Wreckfest at the moment, but then you're getting lots of free content just by playing, which is quite nice. But then they're still doing DLC as well, so the kind of paid DLC and stuff for free hybrid model. It's quite interesting. It's going to be good to see how it goes in the future. I mean, it's kind of sim racing. The sim racing side of it is kind of unusual in that free to play hasn't really had much of an impact. I mean, you've got... oh, you kid. You've got Race Room, which has been free to download for ages now, with a limited selection of cars and tracks, but you get single player, multiplayer, and away you go. you've got iRacing with the monthly subscription, and then pretty much everything else follows a standard pay to buy a game, pay to buy extra content model. And it seems to be holding fairly true for most racing games that aren't mobile games. Yeah, it doesn't seem... oh god. There doesn't seem to be anything particularly outlandish with... oh. Stuff like... oh god. I chose badly. Dirt 5, which has now been delayed to November. What else has come out recently? WRC 9. Yeah, none of that stuff's really experimenting with different payment models yet, which is weird considering like all of the hype and discussion over Fortnite and the explosion of free-to-play like FPS games with like Apex Legends, Hyper Escape, I think that's free-to-play. I would have thought by now we would have seen some more approaches coming out, but hey ho. I mean, to be fair, I'm quite happy at the moment because between Wreckfest and the new content for Season 4 in iRacing, I'm pretty much sorted for the foreseeable future. And that's before I even get into, you know, Assetto Corsa mods and Automobilista 2, Project Cars 3, and but, you know, just those two games alone have been doing enough recently to keep me going. There we go. Okay, I've got this under control now. We're almost near the end. My car is still in one piece. This is a remarkably good showing. Just this... oh dear. Well, at least I died in a horrible crash after I won the race. So, yeah, that kind of rambling bit is basically... iRacing's added... how many cars is it? 2 more free cars to the selection that you get with your basic subscription. Plus I've added, I think it's 4 or 5 tracks as well. Autumn Park, Oran Park, Thompson Motor Speedway, I think. It's probably a dirt track that I've completely forgotten already. Might be 4. I can't remember without checking. Plus I've released the Delara LMP2 car, the Corvette GTE, some new race series, so there's lots going on there, so that's great. Wreckfest Season 2, oh, finished in the top 98,000, I won nothing. What? That doesn't... how have I completed a weekly challenge? Something's gone wrong there. Yeah, so Wreckfest has added a new free track, there's a new free car from the tournament mode, plus the option of paying for the DLC cars. There's going to be 4 DLC packs this season. They haven't really mentioned what the other ones are, but they have said there's going to be a free circuit available to everyone with each DLC pack, which is good news. So that is enough to keep me going for most of my spare time. iRacing for business and Wreckfest for pleasure. Right, so I've got a truck and I have to wreck people. You'd think this would be pretty easy. How many do I need? 10 for bronze, I think. The tricky bit is that this truck does not turn very well, so rather than trying to turn the thing, it's easier generally to just reset it. Oh, come on, I've got to get one there. There we go. Boom. Next. Beast within. Beast within a wrecked car. See, like there, I can't turn quite enough. They did say they'd improve the handling on this to make it more fun, and it definitely feels better than it used to. It definitely feels like I can at least achieve something by, oh god, driving it. Before it was a case of reset, drive in a straight line and hope you hit something, but now you can actually turn, although that's a waste of time. Right, come on, mirror it. You'll do. Bang. I mean, it's made this challenge a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. You'll get out of the way. Got you. Boom. Boom. How many more do I need? 4. Okay. Two more. Boom. One more. Got you. Gold with a minute to go. Smash. Smash. There's something immensely relaxing about just smashing into cars once you've beaten the target. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it if you're a professional lorry driver in real life, but, you know, in a video game, it's nice. One thing I do love about Wreckfest is the crash physics are just lovely. From the limited experience I have of crashing cars, it works well. Oh, I thought that was over, but it was actually a respawn stream, wasn't it? Don't. Oh well. Not to worry. The good thing at the moment as well is that the fame points are quite liberally handed out. So the tournaments, the events rotate. One's season long, one's weekly, and those have quite sizable payouts, so kind of 10,000 or whatever it was. Then you've got the daily ones, which are about 2,000 for a gold, and the 48-hour ones are about 4,000 for a gold, so it works out really well. Right, so we've got a race in the Spiky S&M Bugzilla. Cool. Bugzilla is another one of the kind of DLC cars that they make freely available to use in these events, which is nice. Something it shares with Race Room, actually, with their competitions. A lot of the DLC ones there are freely available and give you a chance to try some different cars. Tuning is disabled for this vehicle. Well, that makes it easier. I was about to say, I'm not sure how to tune this. Can I just drive over people? No. That's disappointing. I can, however, plow into them quite effectively. Whee! Ow. Also, the handling of a monster truck isn't optimised for circuit racing, it turns out. I mean, it's better than you would imagine it would be if it was realistic, but still. Ooh, get off, I'm trying to take first. Counter steer. Come to a stop steer. Get in a straight line steer. Now, my technique for this truck, generally, is stay over to the left-hand side all the time going this way, and then right-hand side on the way back. Ooh, that's gone wrong. Come on, get out of the hedge. Because most of the carnage seems to generally happen in the... oh, cock. I was going to say in the middle, but disregard that. I mean, with this monster truck, I don't think I have to worry about actually collisions hurting me. But I just don't want to have to slow down when someone hits me head on. So if I can go over here, there we go. it's a lot easier. Hit the brakes, counter steer, that's better. She kept some momentum going. Ow. Oh, God. That actually didn't work out too badly. See, now I've gone straight in the middle. And my apparently invulnerable Bugzilla. See, generally the daily and 48-hour tournaments aren't too bad. Pardon me. And normally relatively easy. It's normally the weekly and the season-long ones which are the really challenging ones, because you're just up against other players and getting into a certain percentage to get each medal. And obviously there are some people that are just ridiculously good. Right, this is a demolition derby, isn't it? Right. So, short gear ratio. You need the acceleration. Now, I haven't done a demolition derby for a while, because the last update they did to it I didn't like. Made it really... because the key is... oh, God. The key is not to completely miss the person you're going for. But the key to like getting a high score is to chain... oop, stuff. And they made chaining seem to be really hard for some reason. I just couldn't seem to actually chain anything. And because they're quite liberal at the flame points, I didn't really need them. God, I'm doing so badly. Oh, you know it. So, I think, judging by this, they've gone back a bit to how it used to be, which was, ow, more fun. Come on, let me get him. Let me get him. Bang. No! Oh, I'll go to the Fury. Right, got you. Right, come on. Come on, Badger. He's not going... I'm so out of practice at this. I mean, some of it is luck as well, but... it's kind of a mixture of the skill to get the car in the place where you want it to be, and luck that you're somewhere near to where you want to be most of the time. Also, obviously, if you can get people that are close to wrecking, oh, that does pay off. That was silly. I got tempted by the possibility to wreck someone. I'm just thinking I'm getting really low scores here at the moment. I don't think I can blame it on the game anymore for the scoring system being weird. I think it's just me not being very good. Yeah, that's gone wrong. See, this has gone the opposite to the big rig now, because now I'm stressed, because I know I'm doing badly. There's definitely a knack to it. Like anything, when you've spent a bit of time doing demolition derbies, you somehow seem to know where the other cars are going to be. Oh, come on! Whereas when you haven't done it in a while, you tend to lose your psychic crushing ability. middle. That's going to be the best place. Ooh, ow. Just staying in the middle for a bit. Oh, of course, there's no one here now. Oh, come on. Well, I definitely made contact. Oh. Oh, I'm not even going to get a silver. Oh, that's not good. Come here, come here. Come on, I need to wreck someone quickly. Rubbish. But hey ho. I still get 1,000 safe fame points, and that's a good thing. Like, because they are so generous with the rewards, you don't really have to worry, because you've got 57 days, and the Rocket RX was 100,000, and I think the bundles are about 10,000 each, so you're looking at about 140,000. So what would that be? 2,000 a day. It would be about 120,000 roughly. So as long as you're doing about 3,000–4,000 a day, you're golden. And that's before you take into account the weekly and the monthly challenges. Right, so we appear to be going to Hill Street Circuit again. This time in reverse, and this time for demolition racing. Now, personally, I would rather do either demolition or racing. But, you know. You'll notice no ABS, no traction, no stability. Right. No, it is a race to finish as quickly as you can. Okay, I will. I've got 3 minutes and 3 to beat. And I have no idea what good lap time is on here. Get out of the way. And you. I have to say, I'm liking Rocket RX. Ow. You sod off. And you. Go on, get in the wall. Where are we going now? Okay. Richly annoying crossover. See, 3 minutes and 3 seems quite short. Come on, let me get past without spinning me out. Oh. Oh! Donkey. I was so busy looking behind to check if it had actually spun out that I completely messed up driving in a straight line. Okay, assuming I don't act like a complete spanner anymore, this should be possible. I don't know what the silver time is going to be. And I'm getting beaten by Wildstar at the moment, but we'll sort that out in a second, I'm sure. Right, this time, don't look behind me. so that was definitely a quicker lap. Basically now it's mine to lose. Which probably means I'll mess it up completely in a second. Oh, straight up. Down there. Around there. Right turn. No. Any gear will do. One, two. I did. 254. Okay, well, if I'm going to retry that, I need to clear my mind, clear some focus. Not knacker for tuning. I wonder if gearing it down all the way is going to be better. Let's try it. One thing I do like about Wreckfest is that it's nice and controllable with a gamepad. I've gone for auto gears, even though it's probably quicker to have manual if you actually put the time and effort in to play properly, but I'm doing this for Christ's sake, for fun, so it's just easier and saves the horrible missed gear moments. As much as I enjoy it, I don't feel the need to plug in my wheel and pedal set. Yeah, if I'm going to do that, then it's going to be sim racing time, not Wreckfest time. This is very much pick up the joypad for half an hour at lunchtime or after work. And as such, it works rather well. Right, use him as a brake. Try and straighten that a bit more. Hit the brakes. Drift into a wall. If I'd actually drifted that properly, so I'd made the corner, it would have looked amazing. Straight line. This car suffers from the same problem as the Razor of having surprisingly low traction for something which appears to have slick tyres on. Oh, cock. Right. Brake balance. If I switch it to front, that might help a bit. Gear it. Ah, hang on a minute. Was that set stiff automatically, or did I have a moment of madness? Okay, I'm going to lack a bit of stiffness on the suspension now, but it shouldn't be quite so ridiculously twitchy. Oh, get off. I'll fight the urge to spin other people out when I'm going for a fast lap time. It's just going to slow me down. Brake. I thought having a softer suspension would help the rear tyres grip a bit more. Not really working quite as well as I'd hoped. It's not quite so twitchy on the corners. So that was about a 105. Gotta go faster. And this I'm actually just about... See, that was how I meant to drift it around that corner. I do seem to be topping out now of the gears. Oh, for... Well, that's what the engine looks like anyway. Idiot. Right, so let's gear ratio up. Maybe try there. Okay, let's try it like that. Well, that's better, I think. That would have been a nice line if lots of other people hadn't been in my way. Get the hearse off the racing line, thank you. No! Oh, you wally. Well, I was at least a second up on my previous attempt until I twatted the bloody barrier. Okay, let's brake earlier. All about forward momentum, not style. Oh god. Oh god. Whew. Crossovers do make for good action, but they sure are stressful. Okay, that's not too bad. Right, let's not hit the barrier this time. Turn. Okay, I'll over the crossover before they all come down. Oh, 10 seconds, I don't think they'll do it. One, two, three. So about 3 seconds off. If I hadn't hit the barrier like a complete spaniel. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? So not with suspension to 1 off. Yeah, so it's set up as completely stiff. Okay, down 1 there, up 1 there, up 1 there. So with the stiff suspension, it's just oversteering a little too much. It's just a bit too twitchy for my liking. This seems to... Ow! See, the one problem in tournament mode, and it's fairly well known in Wreckfest, is the AI do have a tendency to sacrifice their own race just in order to take you out. And I mean, that's not too unrealistic. You know, if you play enough online races, you will see that same behaviour from many, many human players. It can be annoying at times. That wasn't a bad lap so far, come on. That was a pretty good lap so far. I'm thinking, just leave a 5% or more safety margin here. I should be okay. In theory. God, almost ended badly. Come on. Come on, 1, 2. I think we did it. 251.997. A 214. Oh, for crying out loud. That's not far away. As tempting as that is, I'm going to be sensible and leave it a little bit because people will improve their times, so I'll come back to that in a little bit and then see if I can do better. I think that's enough for now. See all of the season trophy ones. A few I missed, most I ended up getting bronze or silver. Did get 1 gold. But, you know, I've got enough fame to buy whatever I want, so that's all good. Oh, pardon me. If you haven't played Wreckfest before, there's a career mode. Lots and lots of fun and interesting events, like the sofa race on a figure of 8 circuit with motorised sofas, etc, etc, etc. All sorts of varying stuff. I think I've pretty much done everything. I think there might be 1 or 2 series where I haven't got 100% of the points, yeah, that one. Oh, I can do this in the Rocket RX. Can't remember. What's the cost? Oh, God. V-Class. So I could possibly upgrade it first. Guessing. Ooh. I can make it go faster. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yep. And the good news is, I can't go out of this class because it's the top one. What did I forget to do? Armour. Do I want to upgrade the armour? Not really. I tend to try and get away from people around crushing. However, I might customise the look of it. Let's go with the Crushers. An appropriate name if ever I heard one. See, I am a fan of side exit pipes. Where do those... Are those coming out under the murder guard? So I really like those, but it messes up with the mud guard. That's terrible planning. I might come back to that. What other mud guards are available? Let's go for that one so I don't end up deleting a sponsor. That's already the best wing. That's already the best, what do you call it? Spoiler? Undertray? No, yeah, front spoiler. All of those fenders look fairly horrible. So let's get rid of them. There we go. Now we can see the dooming thing. Right, grill. I do quite like the spiky bits coming out of that one. Yeah, bolts look quite cool. Do I want to get rid of the skull face? So, yeah. I don't really have anything cool to put on, so I'm going to ditch that. Where are we? Exhaust. See, now it looks better. Right. What paint styles do we have available? Psst. Psst. Oh dear God. It's like a dazzle ship. Well, I quite like that way. Right. Remove that one. It's not bad. Classic, stylish. That's quite nice as well. I reckon... Where was the one that I liked? That one. Yes. Except... we need to go for a more onlineracedriver.com styley. Which means we need blue and orange. It should mean that I look up the actual proper colours, but I can't be asked. Okay, that looks absolutely horrible. Which is proof that I should not be allowed to design anything. Right, hang on. If I make this orange, or brown apparently, and where are we? Layer 1, that's what I wanted. Blue. Okay. I think that's kind of there. Right, well, what was I, where was I, what, who? Right. Sand Pit Showdown. Bing. Personal best of 1 minute 12.177. Ah, hello Joriel. Nice to see you. I think the new cars and tracks, the new track's pretty cool. The Hill Street Circuit. It's not radically different to the existing street circuit that I can't remember the name of, but it does have more kind of San Francisco style hills going up and down, which do add a bit of a challenge. The cars are alright. Not particularly excited about the Razor. It's okay. The Bullet is always going to be good fun because it looks like the General Lee, and it's based on it appears to be inspired by a Dodge Charger, which is never a bad thing, and being able to drive around in a police Crown Vic and wreck people is good. I'm a bit surprised they haven't included at least one oddball. Oh, that's gone badly. Right. Turns out the Rocket isn't as good on dirt. Oh, because I haven't changed the suspension. Idiot. Yeah, on tarmac, it's good. On dirt, not so much. Where was I? Yeah, the Cardinals are right. That's about it. I'm surprised, I was about to say, they haven't included any kind of unusual oddball car, because those are always good fun. And there's normally one in most of the DLC packs. But, you know, they can't do it every time, I guess. I don't know, I think 3 cars is okay for DLC packs. I think ideally I'd like to see... Right, sod this. Time to sort of tuning it. I think I'd like to see a couple more cars. Like maybe make it 4 or 5. It seemed like a bit better value. I don't think it's terrible value, but... And I'm surprised they don't officially integrate some of the tracks from the mod creations a bit more as well, because I know they've done that in the past. I know obviously some of the mod packs are real world tracks which would require licensing, and that's why they can't do it. But more of the imaginary ones. Go away, ow. Ow. Could everyone just stop hitting me while I get my car in a straight line? Tyres? Apparently not. Oh, God. Oh, cool, you actually lived in San Francisco. That's pretty awesome. I'm jealous of that. I don't think I'd actually be able to get any work done if I lived in San Francisco, because I'd just be out trying to recreate the chase scene from Bullet every day. I mean, I did live in Seattle for a while, or near Seattle, I should say, strictly speaking, and I did have to go and visit the area used for the Seattle track in Gran Turismo. So it shows you that I've needed to dial back my hobby for some years. That was the car park and area down towards Pioneer Square. Yeah, San Francisco was somewhere I meant to visit when I lived in America for a year, and I never actually made it there, annoyingly. For some reason something always kind of came up and I kept thinking, oh, I'll get around to it later, and I never did. So it's on my list at some point in the future when the world allows things like travel again. I forgot to brake at all there. Oh, stop oversteering, you useless piece of junk. Also, where the heck have the leaders gone? Ow, brake. Just so much oversteer on the throttle on this thing. I've got 3 laps. I'm an absolute mile behind second place. I can't stop oversteering. Oh, bother. Okay, first and second are actually pulling away. Ow, and I just looked at chat just before going into a corner. Schoolboy Twitch streaming error. Oh god, I looked at chat. Right, hang on. I'm going to stop looking at chat for a second until I get on the straight bit. Or at some point sort out my monitors so it's not so far away from the actual screen while I'm driving. Oh, wow. That must have been pretty interesting. I grew up near a military base in the UK that closed down. Because for a while, one of my school friends' dads was in charge of it. It's actually where I used to go every week to go and do judo as a kid. And this being the, what would it be, late 80s, mid 80s. It meant that every time we went there we had to go through the full kind of sniffer dogs and mirrors under the car inspection. Which is ironic because actually a lot of it you could get onto just by walking onto it from the surrounding area if you knew where to go. I didn't realise it at the time, but it actually had loads of history, because it was originally one of the places where they taught soldiers getting ready to go to World War I how to dig trenches and practice kind of trench warfare techniques once they realised that they were going to be in it for the long haul. And it also had, I think, the first anti-aircraft emplacement during World War II. Also, the $1 million view of San Francisco Bay definitely sounds nice. I've seen it so much on TV and in films and things. I can picture it quite nicely, but it'd be nice to see it in real life, I think, at some point. I'm thinking at some point in the future, when it becomes viable, it's going to be a case of hiring either a classic car or a bike and doing a US road trip. Because there are so many American cars that I love that just don't make sense in England. They're still lovely, but the idea of trying to drive them around for fun around here, like, half the roads they wouldn't fit on. Petrol would probably cost about the same as a month's rent. I do know people that have things like 69 chargers and things around here, but they get brought out on special occasions. Probably to avoid getting wedged down a country lane. But I'm definitely thinking at some point I'm just going to fly over, hire a Harley, hire a helmet and leathers so I don't have to take anything with me, and just spend a couple of weeks or a month maybe riding across America. Yeah, no wonder you're looking disappointed there. Jeez, that was terrible. Can I change my car? Can't remember if I actually tried driving the Hunter Panther yet. I have to say, it's definitely interesting thinking about what's involved in closing down a military base. Yeah, three-wheelers are fine. I have nothing against them. I have nothing against kind of full-dresser cruisers and Honda Goldwings or anything like that. You know, it's whatever you enjoy. Personally, I tend to go for slightly less comfortable and cool. I mean, that's changing the older I get, but I mean, I've grown up mainly riding sports bikes and the occasional off-roader and things like that, so I know my girlfriend would be keen on me having a three-wheeler, because she doesn't quite understand how bikes work, and it's very hard for me to explain without actually getting her on one about how you don't immediately topple off. One of the old an old Harley would be awesome, or even just a new little like 883 Sportster. Doesn't have to be anything particularly quick, because it will just be cruising around. Oh, get off the banking. Just something that's nice and relaxed. I mean, it's like automatic gears on cars. Normally, I can't see a point in having an auto. It just takes all the fun out. I like manual gears and changing up and down and really small impractical cars that require you to drive them flat out all the time. But if I'm going to tour across America, a big engine on auto makes sense. Or a pickup truck. I do like a pickup truck. Yeah, I'm thinking a proper road trip approach of small rucksack, a couple of pairs of underwear, maybe a spare pair of jeans and a couple of t-shirts. Anything else I need I can buy in the way, like toothbrushes and stuff. And then just days and days of riding and stopping to check out cool places. One day I'm going to brake early enough that corner. Probably not today. That one hurts if you go over it though. Whee! Now, I keep getting distracted and trying to remember which car each one's based on. This is meant to be like the Jaguar XJS, isn't it? I think. It's been a while since I've seen one. In the flesh, anyway. Turn! It's definitely not quite as oversteery as the Razor or the Rocket. Which is nice. Oh! I've done it again. I've actually done it worse. There's an Einstein quote about, you know, making a mistake more than once and expecting something different to happen. Right, is there any barrier on this track that I haven't hit? Because I'll try and get it in the next 2 laps. I'm getting distracted now thinking about what car I'd do the road trip in. I mean, something like a modern Charger or Mustang would be good fun. But 1957 Corvette, convertible, red, white side panels, red leather interior. 69 Charger would be cool. Superbird. Roadrunner. Oh god. Hey, I braked. I'm still going to get it wrong. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Okay. Ow. Can't read message and drive. Brain hurt. Let me get onto a straight and I'll be able to catch up with that. Yeah, tablet and mobile typing is a pain. I write for a living, so it has to be a keyboard for me, otherwise I really struggle. It's taken me a while to get used to not requiring full punctuation spelling in text. Old school riding. Oh, West Coast trip from Seattle to Mexico. Ah, cool. Yeah, the roads, what was it called? Chuckanut Drive, goes from Bellingham, which was where I was actually living for a while, down to about halfway down to Seattle, where it joins up with I-5. That was really nice, and I used to drive up to Vancouver a lot, especially when I was under 21, for obvious alcohol-related reasons. And that was a pretty awesome trip, so I'd like to do all the way down the west coast, and I'd also like to do an east to west or west to east. Because I've never been to the east coast yet. And there's quite a lot of places I want to visit. I'm kind of torn between the car and bike side and visiting some of the tracks I want to go to. Like, I haven't been to Laguna Seca. I'd quite like to go to Road Atlanta. I'd quite like to go to places like Detroit and stuff like that. Or the music side, which would mean basically going and seeing Motown, which I can do in Detroit, Stax Atlantic, or Stax, Memphis Shoals, all the kind of old classic 60s soul studios and that kind of stuff. So I need to map it out and try and work out how I can cram it all in. I think basically what I need to do is not sleep for about a month. Is the mileage isn't a problem as much as the fitting in, seeing everything. Still, I'd rather just go with a mate and have one of us sleep in the back of the car than go for the Winnebago option, because at least then we can get the speed up when we need to. Right, let's see if I can actually get through this without any major disasters. I haven't been playing as much Wreckfest recently. Ow! Well, that's a pretty major disaster already. Because I'm concentrating much more on my kind of serious sim racing side at the moment. Trying to get my iRacing up. Oh, you utter git. Because I've kind of gone through the license progression so I can drive whatever cars that I want to pay to have access to. So I'm up to A class in road, and I'm almost A class in oval. But ow, stop hitting me! Well, this has gone badly. What was I saying? Yeah, I've kind of been focusing on getting my safety rating up so I have access to whatever I want to race in, and now I'm focusing on picking 2 or 3 series and just actually getting better at them, and actually winning some races. So I kind of spent a lot of time in Wreckfest, went through the whole of single player aside from these last couple of races, played a lot of online, but then switched back to kind of the more sim racing stuff. Yeah, Vegas is a bit, it's not huge on my list. I mean, I quite like to drive through it just to see what it's like all lit up, and that's about it. When it comes to the kind of entertainment for a more mature audience, I'd much rather actually go and see some cool cars or bikes, or visit like the Stax studios. As my girlfriend knows, if I get distracted by pictures or videos or anything, it's normally bikes and cars. And as she knows, if I leave her, it will probably be for a Ducati. Yeah, I completely agree. Oh god! Ow. I used to love Destruction Derby, and this has definitely filled a gap. Because as much fun as the more serious sim racing is, and I do love it, sometimes I just want to drive around for fun and chill out and smash people. Ow! And I think there's definitely a place for both if you like cars. And the other thing is, you know, not having to set up my sim racing wheel and pedals and actually put in practice laps and really seriously tune stuff is quite nice. You know, one accident in iRacing and that can be your race over. Oh, get off of there. I'm quite interested in playing what's called Hot Shot Racing as well. So that's just come out. And that's very much like the kind of Sega arcade games of the 90s. Virtua Racing, Daytona, that kind of thing. I think that's about £12 at the moment for launch week. That's another game where you can just pick it up, play for a bit, and then get back to work or whatever else you need to do. Whereas when you're getting into, you know, an iRacing event or a set of Corsa Competizione, you know, you're gonna want to be playing that for a couple of hours at least. I don't know how many laps I've done this. I've never really looked over there and seen that bloody great quarry. I think the thing that I love most about this game is the crash physics are great. You know, the various ways you can destroy your cars and everyone else's. But the handling's actually good enough that you utter git. What a git. Yes, I have played the crew. Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah, I probably haven't played it as much as I would have liked. Because it would have been good to have had a few other people to explore with. So they had quite a few sales on it recently, I think on the crew too. I don't know if you were playing it solo or with anyone you knew. But I do quite like the idea of taking road trips in games like that with a few friends. I've seen various YouTubers do videos of doing that, etc. Of course, it would mean I'd need to find some friends. But I mean, I don't know, and I wouldn't obviously make any assumptions about your age, but the fact that you are working shutting down military bases means that, you know, you're probably not 15. So I don't know if you'd agree, but there's more choice of games now for racing and driving titles than ever. It's one of those things that every so often, when I'm writing about it for the racing game website I run, onlineraceDriver.com, I just stop and imagine what it was like back, or remember what it was like back in kind of PlayStation days, especially when the first PlayStation came out, or before with the Mega Drive and the SNES. You know, there wasn't that much choice. I mean, from a more serious side of gaming, on the consoles you had basically Gran Turismo, and then the arrival of Forza on the original Xbox, Project Gotham Racing, then it's starting to struggle. Obviously on the PC you had IndyCar and Grand Prix Legends and stuff, but it was pretty few and far between. I'm not too far away. I'm in my early 40s. It's good to see someone else helping to make the average age of Twitch a bit higher. Okay, now I'm a bit jealous. So what kind of stock cars were you racing? Is it like the kind of street stock type stuff? I always had this kind of slightly jealous image of like American teenagers just driving around kind of short dirt ovals all the time, like in oh, what is it? Gone in 60 Seconds, when he's in a laundrette. Oh no, Days of Thunder it is, where he's in a laundrette, like washing his clothes, and there's a dirt track outside with like an old Firebird and a Camaro or whatever it is, like just hooning round. You don't really get that in the UK. I mean, we've got lots of kart tracks, so I've done a bit of that, and I've done a fair few track days and things on motorbikes, because I've worked for a motorcycle magazine for a while. But the options for just kind of turning up in a car which isn't, you know, reasonably well prepared and just racing around for fun is pretty limited. I think if I'd got the chance to race when I was 16, 17, I'd still be doing it now. Duct tape and bubblegum. Mechanic's best friends. I've had a few motorcycles which ended up very similar to that. Sometimes it wasn't even me that crashed them. It was normally a mate. I'm just going to borrow your bike and then throw it down the road. I don't think there's many challenges on here. How have I missed Demons of Dirt? Oh well. I've been enjoying street stocks in iRacing, because being European, oval racing or anything like that is quite unusual. You know, it's not something we're particularly familiar with. There was actually an oval near me for a while that did its European pickups. I don't think it ever did like the European version of NASCAR, which is kind of still around in some form or another now. That was about the only oval around, and that's now sadly been turned into a business park. So I must admit, the biggest thing I struggle with at the moment is when I'm doing road racing, I can understand where I'm going wrong. Like oval racing on dirt or on asphalt at the moment, I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm wearing out the tyres quicker than anyone else when it comes to like the NASCAR, what was it, Xfinity series or the Gander outdoor trucks. But I can't figure out why. Like, other people are going faster and they're looking after their tyres better. Even when it's a fixed setup. And I'm trying to watch them and watching replays and trying to see what they're doing differently, but I just can't seem to get it yet. At least with road racing, I know why I'm slow. You can have it, Morpheus. Oh no. See, this is why I tend to race fairly clean in Wreckfest. I'm terrible at actually stitching other people up. Yeah, 80 mile an hour on dirt would definitely feel reasonably fast. Especially if you're going sideways. I'm not sure what speed I got to. I've done some rally days. I think I probably got to about 50 or 60. That was fast enough. I don't know on a bike off-road what speed I got up to. I rode Supermoto, where you do half on basically a motocross track, but a fairly easy one, and half on basically a go-kart track on dirt bikes with slick tyres. That was interesting. I think the Suzuki I had at the time probably tops out about 100. I don't think I ever recalibrated the speedo to account for the different wheel size. But I'd be surprised if it went more than about 90 maybe. I mean, when you got up above about 80 on the road, it just developed a horrible death weave. But it was definitely, oh, good fun. It was quite funny as well, because on the motocross stuff, I was absolutely appalling. And people were coming past with their wheels about the same height as my head as they got air, and I kind of rolled over jumps. But then you got on the tarmac bit, and even on my fairly stock Suzuki, I was pulling them back in and passing. You could definitely tell which bits I was used to and which bits they were used to. That's one of the bikes I definitely do miss. Just being able to do that and then stick on some off-road wheels and tyres and then just go kind of exploring various trails and things. Really good fun. That was a better result. I think the thing is, obviously in America you've got so much space and cars are so cheap and petrol's so cheap. Here the biggest problem is that most race circuits have houses right next to them. If you look at anywhere like Brands Hatch for example, you've got houses with gardens that are basically backing onto a racetrack. Finding somewhere that's out of the way enough to be able to actually have any kind of racetrack without the local people complaining is bloody impossible. It's one reason why electric bikes and electric cars are going to be so good for the UK at least, because you can actually ride them around and people don't realise that you've got a motocross track next door to them. As much as I love big V8s, I have to say, getting an electric motocross bike and taking it to the local track every so often is the best chance of being able to actually go and ride incredibly cheaply, considering the running costs. And it's the best chance we've got, certainly in the UK, of having more tracks and more places to ride. I mean, there's a fair number of, oh crap, kart tracks around. But I think more and more of those will go electric pretty soon. And to be fair, the torque that you get from an electric motor is amazing for things like dirt riding, ow, and go-karts. I mean, the lack of gears makes off-road riding so much easier. A rocket car in a desert, oh my word. I can imagine that must be terrifying. I know people that do drag racing over here, and I've seen enough of it, and I've obviously seen, you know, some of the land speed record stuff and Bonneville stuff, and, you know, the slightest crosswind when you're on a bike, or, you know, a small mistake in the car, and that's it. You're rolling for the next half an hour. Eesh. Oh god. As you can see from my driving here, I'm a bit too clumsy for anything like that. I need racing that allows you to have slight margins of error without immediately destroying you. I did always joke that if I found out I was really ill or something, I would just get the fastest car I could and just go to somewhere like Bonneville and give it a try. Either that or do something like Pikes Peak. Ow. Oh god. What? How? Well, I should have just coasted earlier there. It's a video game. I can actually reset without having to try and drive through it. Why do I not remember that? Whee! No, don't. That was a heck of a rejoin. Well, I hope you enjoy your dinner. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll probably be heading off because it's, Jesus, about 2 AM here. But I'll be back most evenings coming up around 10 till 1 probably UK time. Depending on where you are, that's 6 to 8 hours difference. And always happy to see you and have a chat. If you subscribe, follow, whatever, then you'll be able to see when I'm on, and I'm going to be putting a schedule on shortly. You can help me improve my street stock driving. Here we go for the final. It'd help if I actually hit the accelerator at the start. Up the inside, up the inside, into the side. Ease off a bit so I don't flip. There we go. Ow. That turns out badly. Ooh, a little bit of slowdown there. Not good. Oh, I think it might have been dealing with all of these crash physics that did it. We got through alive. Ow! Okay, is that the pickup truck? I think is the first place guy. It might be the X97. We'll find out now. Oh, it's the X97. Okay, so we regain first. Stop oversteering. Keep it going round. God, I've got 12 laps of this. There won't be many cars left, surely. Best lap at least. God, my brakes are squeaking. Must be all the dust that's built up in them on the track. I haven't got any WD-40. Oh, where's that hearse coming backwards at me? I mean, I'd probably not see a hearse coming towards me forwards, but backwards is even weirder. No! Turns out my cryo wasn't enough to stop a 57 Chevy coming at me sideways. Oh, don't hit there! That was just clumsy. Right, 5 laps to go. There's probably not going to be many cars left by the end of this. Oop. Gently does it. Let's just nurse my way through without making any more sizable mistakes. VX97 again. I remember overtaking you, pal. Left. Oh, come on. This is mean. I could have at least tried to get around the corner. And there we go. First place. Against a bunch of B and C class cars. Oh, I actually got a reward. Blimey. Who knew? Well, after finally grinding out a victory, after some terrible racing mishaps, I'm going to call that a night. So thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully I will be on again pretty soon, and from next week I should have some kind of schedule in place, which will probably be something like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or Tuesday, Friday, Sunday, something along those lines. I think Tuesday night will be definite for the newest iRacing circuits because they swap over, and then possibly Sunday night American Truck Sim, Euro Truck Sim, because that's always quite nice and relaxing, and then we'll see what else I can fit in. Take care, and see you again soon.